Nityanandam Paramasugam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatītam Gaganashvirasham Tattvamasyarilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatītam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nityanandam, hi, this is Manitya Ovyananda. Thanks for joining me again today. I have with me again the Living Enlightenment Book, and we've been speaking about the topic of global peace begins from you. This is the fourth and final part today, so I'll be wrapping this section up. And I wanted to start right off the bat with how to get rid of suffering in the world. We touched on that topic yesterday, but now I'll get into it a little more. Here, Swamiji says, much of what is happening around us is the result of all our past actions. At least in this present moment, let us create more and more positive consciousness and energy so that we will avoid the same challenges and calamities in the future. If we get agitated and disturbed, then we will create more violence and negativity in our efforts to try to stop the existing violence. Violence cannot stop violence. Blood cannot wash away blood. This is even true when I see how there's certain organizations that will have violent protests against something. They'll be, wanting to speak out against the violence going on, but yet in this, they'll treat it also as violence. So they'll be attacking the police, or they'll be, doing various kinds of, what is the word I'm looking for? Oh God, I can't remember. When you, mess up some property, vandalization, and different things like that. So it's not going to really help. It might get you noticed, but it's also going to get you noticed in a negative way. So it doesn't cancel. Those two wrongs don't make a right. And it's true. Here, Swamiji says how Buddha says beautifully that if we start thinking in the line of an eye for an eye, the whole world will become blind. If we start working with the logic of an eye for an eye, then a person from this group will take an eye from a person in the other group. And a person from that group will take an eye from a person in this group. The whole world will become blind. The only thing you can do is start creating more and more positive and peaceful ambience inside your being, and continuously work to create peace and love outside your field. That is the only possible solution. Just decide. It's just your decision. Just decide, yes, in this moment, with the power I have, I will do a little service with whatever I have available to me. I will send out peaceful prayers, thoughts, and positive energy. Whatever I have under the control of my body and mind, I will make it positive. So getting agitated is not going to be productive in any way. It is also agitated people who create wars. You're not going to find some, if you know Hinduism or not, and you're just getting into Hinduism, everybody knows Buddha or a Buddhist sitting in meditation like this under some tree. Okay? So that kind of person is not going to start a war. I guarantee. It's only people who are agitated and who have not mastered their emotions and come to the right context of life and what it means for them. Those are the people that are starting wars. People who feel they need power over others. And where does that need to have power and possession over others come from? I'm asking. You fill it in. Anyhow, then Swamiji talks about different studies and things here. So I urge you to download this book and start reading this chapter for yourself. It's really wonderful. Studies of effects of meditation on peace. That has been done. Various studies have been done to measure the effects of group meditation on communities. Some observed the effect of a critical mass of people who meditated using the technique of transcendental meditation. These studies showed an 8% decrease in the crime rate while cities were in group meditation where it was conducted. Other reports show a significant 17% reduction in acts of violence and 13% increase in cooperative helpful acts. In war-stricken areas, there was almost more than 50% drop in daily war deaths and more than 25% drop in war injuries. The overall statistics show with group meditation, reduced crime rates, fewer hospital admissions, and reduced violence, leading to an increase in the overall quality of life. And There's one interesting thing that Swamiji told before, and I'm not prepared to show you. I'll have to bring it up some other time. So we'll just continue with this. Global peace meditation. So it's giving another thing about another examples about how the group meditation will reduce that, will reduce the violence happening in the world. Now, so we're talking about this global peace and how we can start to actually make a change in that, a positive change. The more people who look in and start with themselves from inside, the more you will see that change in the positive consciousness. You will see the level of positive collective consciousness go up. Now, another very important component is supporting and cultivating enlightened beings. So by supporting the beings that are already self-realized, are already enlightened, are already the incarnations, and the avatar, His Holiness Paramahamsa Nityananda, if we can support these people, so much more can be done in the world for raising the positive consciousness of the planet. Because all these types of beings are raising others. They're teaching others how to do the same. I know for a fact that in our Gurukul, Nityananda Gurukul, there's many incarnations there. They're just waiting to discover themselves. And even with us, once we become enlightened and self-realized, once we completely transform ourselves and decide to take that final jump, we will get that experience as a lasting and true, complete Jivan Mukti space that we're going to have. So, when that happens, how many more people we can help to raise them. So what our job is to do is support all of those people to do their work without getting distracted by anti-spiritual and anti-Hindu elements. So let us protect them. Let us spread the good experiences that we're having, the healing we're having, and how it is improving our quality of life. The more research we do also, for instance, on the things that Swamiji is doing, he's opened his doors for scientists and researchers to come there and to do the research on the powers that people are manifesting. I mean, what an important step this will be to actually document and show how it is working and how it is a science, because he's transmitting this experience and this awakening to hundreds and thousands of people. So it's replicable. It's not just one person's doing it randomly. It is something he can replicate in others, that he's tried and tested. He's found in the Vedic scriptures and proved all of the points. And he's worked on it for so long. I remember recently he was saying how he announced in, I forget the exact year, but it was like 10 years ago. He announced something about third eye, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to be waking people's third eye, and they're going to be manifesting powers. It's something to that effect, he said. And now, only now, we're seeing the effect. How many years later? And one thing is, these anti-spiritual elements are deterring him from doing just the work he should be doing, which is being with people, reaching out to people, because that's what he loves also the most, is to reach out and teach and to transmit these energies and to give initiations and to let people be in his presence and to spend time with people and answer questions. These are the things he likes to do the most and what is best for us also. But instead he has to waste so much energy in these anti-spiritual elements and dealing with all of the other nonsense that goes with it. But what to do? Soon we'll see that change so he can focus more and more on reaching out to us. So here he says, the unavoidable loving touch of enlightened beings. And he gives a story here, a story from the life of enlightened Master Buddha. There was a bandit by the name of Angulimala. He used to live in a forest that many people had to cross. He used to ambush the people and rob them of their valuables. Then he would cut off the little finger of the person and make a garland of all the fingers. That is why he was called Angulimala, or garland of fingers. Once when traveling, Buddha was about to cross the forest. People warned him about the terrifying Angulimala, but Buddha was unperturbed and continued walking. Deep inside the forest, Angulimala jumped out of the bushes and shouted threateningly at Buddha, "Stand still!" Buddha stopped and replied, "I am still. May you be still." Angulimala, for the first time in his life, was shaken to his very being. Something about Buddha touched him deeply. He could not even force himself to attack Buddha. His hands froze. He just fell at the feet of Buddha, crying and begging for forgiveness. So this story illustrates one of the truths of the impact of enlightened beings. Without effort or intention, an enlightened being simply radiates tremendous peace and compassion, which has the power simply to transform others. This effect is not limited just to human beings. Even animals are touched by pure love and compassion radiating in an enlightened being. Everything is changed when it is exposed to that high frequency energy field. So imagine being around a living master, being around a living avatar like Swamiji, how much good it does to people and how much positive things can happen to the world when he radiates his energy, when he meets with people, and when he energizes either spiritual alchemy products or the malas that we wear or deities and opens up temples in many different parts of the world. All of that energy radiates out to the areas around. So it's not like certain other spiritual organizations, they'll put up a building and they'll put something there and some benches for people to sit. And some guy will be talking and reading from one book. It's not like that. It is a place of energy, a place of positive energy that is radiating out to the world. So its function is for that. It is for helping people without even saying anything. Without anything, you can just sit there and be in that peaceful energy field. And you'll see how your inner space is transformed bit by bit. So I hope to see many Hindu temples in every block of the United States, from the largest to the smallest, to help radiate that positive energy to planet Earth and unite all the people so that we can live in the expanded levels of super consciousness. Thanks again for watching. Nityananda.